Good morning, Carmel Catholic. I'm Eric Maggio. It's 8:03. Let's get into some current events. Republicans are working to craft a budget framework that can clear both chambers of Congress. That's after the House passed a resolution last night with just one GOP dissenter. It could be setting up a battle over Medicaid. The measure is not a finalized bill. It's a framework for negotiations with the Senate that's likely to get pushback in that chamber. It proposes an $880 billion reduction in health and energy programs over a decade. President Donald Trump says Medicare cuts are off the table, so moderate Republicans say it's hard to make the resolution's math work without affecting Medicaid. Their colleagues across the aisle are more blunt, noting most senators in U.S. nursing homes rely on Medicaid to pay for that care. But some Republicans argue changing Medicaid isn't the same thing as eliminating its popular programs. $5 million, that's how much President Donald Trump says it will cost wealthy foreigners to have the right to live and work in the U.S. He says the so-called gold card will also offer a path to citizenship. President Trump goes more into detail with CNN News.
This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship. And wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful.
Tuesday, a judge in Seattle issued a preliminary injunction against Donald Trump's executive order that suspended refugee services. Trump signed the order last month, which halted admission and federal funding for resettlement agencies. The Department of Justice says more than 600,000 people are going through the refugee process. A DOJ official says it is expensive and suspending. The services are in the interests of the United States. That's all we have for current events. I'm Eric Maggio. Next up is Hannah West with Deep Dive.
Welcome back, Carmel Catholic. I'm Hannah West, and today I'm going to be talking about Elon Musk, his ties to the Trump administration, and furthermore, his effects on the political and national landscape as of recently. Elon Musk, multi-billionaire and CEO of Tesla, has been both one of the biggest supporters and biggest funders of President Donald Trump. Following the election of President Trump, Musk was appointed unofficial head of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency and former USDS. This is a new department created in an effort to cut unneeded positions in the government. However, after recent events, many have their doubts. Cabinet officials and other high-level appointees have directed federal employees to ignore an email from Musk stating that they must list what they did to be productive that week or else resign. In what seems to be an attempt to rein in Musk's influence, officials assured employees that there would be no repercussions for not answering the email, and it is actually recommended to not respond. High-up officials are not the only ones with reservations against Musk, though, as voters flood Republican town halls in protest of the Trump administration's early decisions, with many citing Musk specifically. Despite the concern, Trump remains steadfast in his support of Musk and praises his work. Musk's vague role, which has not yet been defined by the Senate, has worked in his advantage as DOGE continues their work. The recent public ledgers of DOGE, though, do little to soothe anxieties. The ledgers, after analysis, were found to contain multiple accounting errors, outdated data, and contracts that were actually ended under the Biden administration. While the department has undoubtedly saved billions, the repeated errors undercut the attempted validity of the ledger. Doge has also run into problems with the Department of Education, as a federal judge in Maryland recently blocked Doge from receiving sensitive data after Musk's representatives expressed their desire to see the student loan systems. The reasoning was that this would grant Musk's team access to Social Security numbers, dates of birth, home addresses, income, assets, citizenship status, and disability status. The American Federation of Teachers, made up of over 1.8 million educators across America, is suing to keep Musk out of previously stated systems because of concerns of breaching privacy. Musk undoubtedly has had a drastic effect on the political landscape of America, and I'll keep you updated with the changes to come. I'm Hannah West, and next up is Gabby with announcements.
Welcome back. I'm Gabby Malley with announcements. Join Erica's Lighthouse tomorrow in room 305 at 2:15 p.m. The group will be discussing their March events and selecting themes for their upcoming gratitude activity. Join the Spanish Language Club for a special presentation with Dr. Marin Laufenberg tomorrow at 2:15 p.m. in room 209 with snacks provided. Dr. Marin Laufenberg, teaching assistant, professor of Spanish, and director of the Spanish MA program at Idaho State University, started learning Spanish in 3rd grade. Now she's a college professor specializing in Hispanic literature, Spanish for health and social services, and contemporary Latin American theater. Dr. Laufenberg will share her language learning journey, discuss how Spanish has shaped her career, and explore how mastering a second language can open doors to careers in teaching, the arts, and beyond. If you're curious about making Spanish a part of your future, don't miss this opportunity to hear from an expert who has done just that. Calling all student athletes, join the Morgan's Message chapter's first meeting tomorrow at 2:25 p.m. in room 400. They aim to expand the dialogue on mental health by normalizing conversations, empowering those athletes who suffer in silence, and supporting those who feel alone. That's all we have for today. I'm Gabby Malley. Have a wishful Wednesday, Carmel.